So, boy. All right, so as you can see, I'm still dealing, but I'm still trying to stick to my schedule of getting this truth out. Because it still is funny to me how life has happened. And as I said, this is called The Truth from My Son. And if you don't know me, my name is Chubb, aka Chubb the Artist, owner of ChubbStudios and creator. Artist of Chubb Inks, rap artist under Chubb Raps. And known to other people as Chubby from my past. But when it comes to this truth that's for my son, tonight I feel like I'm gonna dedicate this to all of those other versions of Chubb. Them young Chubb. And I'm talking about that Chubb from like 2007, 2006. That Chubb, the Chubb that was young, naive, trying to figure out life, trying to see what he was going to do out here. And a lot happened real fast. Not a lot of people are going to be able to relate, but I've learned that there's a whole lot that do. And this is why I've been making sure I stick to my schedule of The Truth for my son. Because the same way I first had this happen to me, and I was like, yo, why? Why? I'm confused. I've learned that there's still a bunch of other little kids, adults, young people, whatever, that's going through similar situations. And me just telling my story helped them understand what they might have to do in theirs. And like, excuse me. I've learned that there is somebody listening that need this information. Because I was so lost and so blind in what to do and trying to figure out how to move and try to move, but they would say it is the right way. Not trying to hurt nobody. Not trying to, be belligerent. Not trying to be a narcissist. Not somebody doing this for selfish needs. That's what this never was for me. It was always about how I could help. How I could be better, because I've never claimed to be perfect. Never. And I want that to be understood first and foremost. I ain't never claimed to be perfect. I always try to be better. But in this life of mine, trying to be better sets you up for other people to see your value that you may not even see in yourself until it's too late, right? Before I start to get into this evidence, this proof, this truth for the day, like, I got to lay a little bit of foundation, because I don't want to talk too much. I really just want the truth to be heard and to be shown, so that way people can make their own decision of what they want to believe, because there are so many people who don't know this crazy stories that's been told about me. So much so that it's been getting back to me in ways that some people will never understand. But yet and still, it's enough to where some people hear this information and they want to act upon it. And this is why I got to speak up. Because there are those other people who feel like, well, if he don't say nothing about all these crazy stories, it must be true. Right? It must be real. Whatever these people saying about this man over here, whatever they're saying about him, that gotta be real. When in reality, it's not. I'm back again, addressing the truth for my son. Because so much information has been misconstrued in my life that people are acting upon it. And I've been being quiet for a long time. It's like, why? Why allow these people to keep doing these dastardly deeds? Not just to me, but to others. Because when I see things like that, I don't like that. I was never the type of person to be down with somebody bullying somebody else. Anybody who know me from elementary, middle school, or even high school, no, that's not how I move. That's not how I move. And for whatever reason, life always seemed to put me in these weird situations where I gotta show and prove, like, yo, that's not how I move. Now, today, the evidence that I'm going to present is going to be pertaining back to that one day it all comes back with all of this craziness of November 24th, 2012, the day after Thanksgiving. That day always right here in my face, because that day changed my life forever. And though I did so much to accomplish over that day, some people has used that day to pivot their whole life against me. All because of the narrative that was told that day. That narrative was so crazy. And even after so much has already played out, before the narrative came into play, it was make it crazier. Once again, the average person's mind probably going, oh. And I know some of y'all done reached out, said what's up, and been like, yeah, bro, that's crazy. The stuff you done been through, I never knew that. And I appreciate y'all, I really do. Because it also helps me understand that y'all really understand the perspective that I'm presenting, for people to just understand that a lot of the stuff that he dealing with just ain't cool. Like, that's not supposed to be okay. Some people are so delusional, they feel like that's how life's supposed to go. It's like, that's not how life's supposed to go. But as you've seen, since July 13, 2025, I have been dropping a lot of undeniable facts, proof, evidence, documentation of what's been going on in my life since 2012 and some. Because today I'm going to show y'all a little bit of information and some pictures that I found in my archives, where you get to see young Chubb in a point in life where he was trying to figure out what to do next. We felt like he was really taking some decent steps. But I didn't know so much of my life was going to be disrupted right before this moment. And how valuable these images, these slow snippets of my life would be to show the proof, the truth of what happened to me. Not what somebody wants somebody to believe. And it's crazy I have to talk in that format for people to understand what I'm really trying to get across, because to the naked ear, bro, like, people will say some crazy stuff and be looking right at what you're saying and want somebody else to believe you saying something totally different. Because I know somebody out there right now saying, you see him being disrespectful? You see him doing this. You see him. I'm doing telling the truth. I'm talking about what happened to me. Because for whatever reason, these people want you to believe something else. So we're going to get in this first little image, right? For those who may see this, you want to see my social media so that way you can find the images and things like that. We're going to have to flip these images though. But right now, you can see my Facebook right here. You need to see any of this documentation for yourself. Come right here to my photos, and you can see it all right here. It's all right here. You go to the albums, and all you gotta go to is My Ugly Truth. And you can see the craziness I had to deal with and how I start telling my story. But also how I wasn't just working against my baby mother. I'm working against my biological mother who is using my child as a tool for their own little selfish deeds. But more so how I had to try to do everything in my power to put my son in a better space and prove to the courts that I had a better space. And couldn't give it to him. Couldn't give it to him. I couldn't give it to him. Some people like, why, Chubb? That's the question I had to ask. Why? Why I couldn't be a father to my son? That's a big question, bro. Why? I stepped up to the plate. I saw the responsibility, and I was like, you know what? I remember that. I remember how it was with my daddy that wasn't there. I remember a lot. I remember a whole lot. And that's why when this Chubb guy gets on here and he starts telling his story, I'm not telling you a story. I'm speaking from memory. As you can see, all of this stuff that I've been doing is in an artistic capacity. Some way, somehow, I found a way to make money off my art, and I'm grateful. I thank God. I had the drive and the effort and the tenacity to get out here and figure out a way to do it. I didn't want to be stuck struggling, looking for a dollar. I wasn't trying to live that life to where I'm in a state of survival. Because I know how people move when they live like that. And it's not cool. It's this mentality of I got to get you before you get me. And that, like, why live like that? Why live in that state of fight? I was never cool with that. So I tried to live better than that and show that we didn't have to hurt each other to do that. We can do it in a fun and successful way. To me, it's like, why? Why make it hard? Life is already hard. Especially in my case. Hold on. Like, I think some people be thinking I be playing sometime. Like, if you have been keeping up, if you just catching up to this for the first time, like, I showed this clip because this clip not only showed me, but it showed how that motorcycle accident, all of this stuff started. You know what I'm saying? Like that cane, me out here, it was real life ain't for play. It wasn't just a rap mixtape, all right? Like, there's real life rods in my body from a motorcycle accident, all right? That is there to show you that this is real, okay? You got somebody who got that type of hardware in their body. You know what I'm saying? These are what I've learned to be artery clips, where they had to connect the arteries back in my leg, which is, I've shown that scar multiple times on my leg. But right now, I just want you to focus on that. Like, that is in there. That's in there. And it ain't coming out easy. I'm grateful I got these taken out. These right here are right here. I got the screws taken out. I thank God for that, because that gave me some type of relief. Yes, I have the screws, okay? Like, I have been through a lot. A lot of people don't understand, bro. Like, I can tell you all type of crazy stories about life. And one person who I'm thankful for tuning in and showing up and actually communicating with me about this and just kind of sharing their thoughts, I say thank you to you. Because when you do that, you don't understand, like, you're not only helping me process, but I'm really getting a lot more than I'm really showing on here, because it's so much stuff. So much stuff. And now y'all starting to see, because this is just what's on Facebook. I got a hard drive. I got a terabyte hard drive with stuff like this that show young Chubb. That version of Chubb. My motorcycle, my Stratus, my Blazer. This era of Chubb. On trackside, as they call it. If you know, you know. You know? That version of Chubb, right? This is before the motorcycle accident. This is right before I buy my ZX9, right? And guess what? I actually got some pictures. Because like I said, I got the hard drive out tonight. You know, because that version of my bike right there. Like, what's up, my guy? Glad to see you here. But that version of my motorcycle right there. That ZX9R I had, like, that was the last bike that I had before the accident, right? And then this version of me after the accident, right? Because this the truck right here that most of y'all know me from. This the truck where me and this little boy right here, who I used to call Mini-Me, was right with me. And I'm talking about, if I had a show or something, he been in that little truck in that back seat, talk about daddy, turn the music up loud. It's like, yeah, we go from that to where we at now. What happened? A lot happened. Right? Like I said, so much so, I gotta say something. That's the simplest way I can say it. So much has happened that I have to say something. Believe me, I really don't like doing this. I don't feel like I be wanting to do it. But like I said, I feel like there's a higher power talking to me. Say, hey, bro, just tell your story. Because somebody need to know what's up. Somebody need to figure out how to get through their own get through. And I thank God for people like my dog, Big Crit. You know what I'm saying? He put some beautiful music out there. In my opinion, one of them, Mixed Messages. Bruh, that song hit me hard. I got a whole lot of mixed messages. Like, for real, I got a whole lot of mixed messages in my songs. Bro, like, when you really think about that and what's going on, not just what's being pumped into the TV, but what's coming from our parents, what's coming from our elders, what's coming from some of the people who's supposed to be adults in your life. It's like, how do you accept all that information and process it properly? If you don't know, I'm going to tell you, I'm an 80s baby. I come up in a wild era where people used to get away with a whole lot more stuff than we could now. Like, y'all kids don't understand. Like, us as kids, we used to be, You know what I'm saying? That's how we used to squabble and handle things. It wasn't about having to pull a toolie or who would shoot who first. Because you don't come back from that. We understood that. But also we understood that there was usually a bigger picture connected to you. You got a mama, you got a daddy, you got a brother, you got a sister. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when people start trying to take people's lives, it's like, bruh. Like, I feel like, man, you don't want to play them games. Because that's a one and done. You don't come back with somebody put a bullet in you. And you know that, son. You know that. And to even highlight the fact that all of this really started like emerging when you get on social media doing the wrong thing. As I said before, this ain't just me speaking up and just saying, hey, yo, I just want to tell the truth. This is a reaction. Because there was a whole lot of stuff that done happened before. I'm speaking up now. And now they want to tell me to I need to tell this, bring this to an end. Bruh, fall back. Yeah, I'm going to highlight that real quick, like. My child, his sister, and somebody else decide to FaceTime me. I didn't know who it was. Calling an unknown number. I got business. I got to handle business. So I pick up the phone. Hello? Who is this? Anaya? What? Why you calling me? Tell you, this need to come to an end. You need to stop. What? Y'all really call me with that? Click. Why would I stop when I begged y'all in some cases to listen to what I was saying and even showed y'all actual facts that these other people were lying? And instead, my child's mother and even my child used these same lies to try to push against me to say, he did it. And you knew it was a lie. So why push a lie knowing it's a lie? I don't know. Don't care neither. But I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to let people see what really happened. Because I got it. This is how I was protecting my freedom for the last 15 years. I'm going to say that again. This is how I've been protecting my freedom. My freedom. Me not being in jail. Me not being in prison. Me not being in a situation I can't get out of because of my emotions. Because I know these people are being manipulative in a situation where they know they're wrong. And it's like, how you supposed to react to that? Right? How do you even think to react to that? Most time you react quick. You react real fast. And before you know it, you're like, I don't even know what happened. I'm sorry, officer. What happened? Because that's how fast it happened. Because you got to react sometime. I know I've been in positions like that. But what I'm really getting at is how I had to think. Because I know if I reacted, I wouldn't have no access to that. I wouldn't be able to nurture that. I wouldn't be able to instill something real in that. I understood that immediately. But I also understood how manipulative a narcissistic asshole really was in front of me, who happened to be my own mother. And that's the part that always be like, wow. Because that's my life. That really happened and still happening. And just showcasing that part of my life where I made sure I stayed close, because there was a moment where I was this Chubb. I was that Chubb. Well, I felt like I had it together even after the accident. That was Chubb Raps, right? That was Chubb Raps. Excuse me. And thank you, God, I had a good Thanksgiving dinner. Me and my queen cook for each other. But it's like for that, you know, for y'all who saw me in the streets pushing this, like I was out here up and down the East Coast with this mixtape. You know what I'm saying? To that Chubb. Like, that Chubb. And you said, man, how you go from that to that? Well, tonight episode, as I said, I gotta dedicate this particular episode to the people who I knew are out there right now trying to figure out, I don't know what to do next. Because I don't know who for me, who not for me. And some of them be standing right next to you. And you don't even know if they for you or not. I learned the hard way who was for me, who wasn't for me. And more so, we're getting back to these recordings real quick. And today's recording is going to be pertaining to April 8th, 2021. Right after that situation that they claim I beat up my child. Right? But this conversation that's recorded, that I'm about to play, comes from a Mr. Leon Casey, the man who actually sold me this truck. Right? The man who I met back in 1995, 1996, trying to get close to Lula Mae when she was still Miss Rivers. Right? So though Mr. Casey is trying to get close to Miss Rivers, you don't understand the situation that Lil D'Angelo Brown, Lil Chubby, is going through. Because he the oldest of 5, right? He didn't realize his mama just had a set of twins that he is taking care of more than she is. Because now he's the designated babysitter. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 years old. Because the twins pop up at 95. But that's also when Leon, Lucius, and Eric were all coming to that front door. And Lula Mae telling me, tell him I going with this person, tell him I going with that person. But anytime Lula Mae have a conversation with me about my father is, well, you know your daddy ain't this. You know your daddy ain't that. You know your daddy ain't this. I'm like, but I'm watching you do this. And I'm watching you do that. How can you be coming at me about my daddy when you out here doing the most? And I'm watching, you got me lying for you. And I'm supposed to be the man of the house right now? Why? How? How does this even make sense? Right? Duh, it sounds familiar. My dog. But yeah, so you fully understand. Some fully understand, which is why I'm telling my side. I'm telling the truth. I have proof. And I've learned if I don't, it's always going to be my word against theirs. And if you don't understand, you will today. So Mr. Leon Casey, I'm about to play this phone conversation from me and you. April 8th, 2021. Because there was many a times I felt as the man of the house, this man should have had a conversation with his wife when he knew something was wrong and address it with the child so that way none of this crazy stuff was playing out the way you see it's playing out. Instead, I keep hearing, that's between you and your mama. 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 I ain't got nothing to do with that. That's between you and your mama. That's between you and your mama. But every time I talk to you, You're telling me how my mama is telling you to hide my keys. My mama is telling you to hide the license plate on my vehicle. My mama, who is telling me, get the F out her house since you ain't want to do things my way or listen to what I got to say. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You're hiding my child from me. You literally just took my son from me when I told you no, and I just won a custody battle after 3 years of battling with my child's mother. You tell me you got to do what you got to do. Where'd I say that in the court documentation? What? Real quick. Where'd it say that at? Because if you go back there, it don't say nothing about that in there. It don't. I know it don't. I double check. I triple check. I quadruple check. I know it don't. So if you want to see it for yourself, it's right there. It's right there. All you gotta do is go look. I put it all right there. And you want to watch the previous episodes to understand where we at now, I suggest you go back and look at my YouTube, or you look at my Instagram, my TikTok, because that's where you can see them all sequentially by the dates. But to get back to these facts that I'm about to present, right? These facts highlight the fact that I wasn't dealing with the man of the house. I wasn't dealing with the man of the house. The man of the house wasn't the man of the house. So much so that every time that he would see me trying to communicate with Lula Mae Rivers Casey after they're married, you want to try to bark at me about talking to your wife some type of way, but then I check you just as fast when I say, well, why you ain't been approach her when you know she out here doing wrong? You know she took my child from me on some bogusness. Why you ain't been addressed that? Well, that between you and your mama. We get back to that. Oh, okay. Well, this is the conversation, April 8th, 2021, after I had to take that belt of my son behind. And I have a conversation with him.
All right, so you already see how everything played out from this Sunday.
I can't hear you.
I say you already see how everything played out from this Sunday. Now,
Everything played out? What you mean?
from this whole me trying to get mini-me, and now my mama's still lying to me about him being on probation. I don't even understand why. And
Now, I don't know what's going on between that. But I told you I was a man of my word. I told you mama from the jump street. Once you got on your horn, I told that judge, once you get on your horn, you can have the kid back. Now, I meant that. But now, when the breakdown now, you're making it bad for yourself. When you're coming after your boy. I mean, let me explain myself. I'm gonna explain myself clear. You can't be coming after him like that. He ain't gonna want to go with you. Now, I didn't do nothing. Didn't say nothing in there. I didn't want to get into it because that's between you and your mom. This is what I'm telling you. I don't care if anybody recorded me or what. I told your mama the same thing. And I'm hearing this from whatever side. I don't know who's telling me. I can't touch that boy. But I want to discipline him. I heard him saying, or so your mama saying, if Leon touch you, call you. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. I don't give a damn.
Must be dead.
But your son came off to me the wrong way the other day. And I do it. Just for all y'all, all y'all. The look you come up to your mama wrong, I'm on jump. I'm going to jump into it.
Mm.
Or you disrespect your mama, I'm going to jump into it. You're mad, say things you didn't want to say. And I know when you're mad, you say things you wish you didn't say, but you done said it already. You done said it. Now, I'm hearing that you calling, I'm just telling you my point of view. I'm hearing that you calling DSS on her. You calling DSS on her, you calling it on me.
Right.
I ain't got nothing to do with this.
You're right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and clarify that right here and now. No, I did not. No, I'm telling you. No, I did not call DSS on her. I ain't called DSS on you. I've been too busy getting my own things in order so that way I can be a father to my son and get him back the right way. Now, she's making all these assumptions that I called DSS on her is because the people around her are calling DSS on her, not me. And the sad part about it is the people around her just recently started telling me who they are. Now, that's something that I can't disclose. But what I'm telling you is not me. It's not me. And the reason why they're telling me that they're calling DSS on her, because they're telling me what they're seeing. They're telling me what they're coming across. I don't have no reason to call DSS on her or you because I'm not in y'all house.
Point blank.
Point blank.
Let's go, Chubb.
All right. See, that can easily be, that's what I heard. I ain't never accused you of that. I'm telling you what I'm heard. Hey, I never accused you of doing nothing, but y'all come up into my house. You ain't never done it. Y'all disrespecting me to my house. And y'all all been carrying on and all that mess in my house. I don't want to get into it. Y'all know family little quarrel.
Right.
But I've been told, D'Angelo, anytime you want to go, you feel me too progress to jump, you don't want to listen to me, go to your dad. Hold on a minute, somebody called me. I don't know what. Hold on a minute.
All right.
I'll jump you in. I'm on the phone right now. I'll tell you later. That thing going on between you and what's going on between you and your child? What? Why, he don't want to go with you? Because he knows you're going to discipline him.
Exactly.
And pretty much, if the cops didn't hear the day y'all was arguing, carrying on, you behind was going to jail with cops for what? And the cops going to tell him you don't have to go with him. I know they going to tell him that. And it ain't my fault. It ain't your fault. I saw that blowing on himself on his mama. But when you go back to him and argue and carry on and drag him out of the house like that, that ain't going to happen again. And that's not the way to get him back. You got a smart, shit. He has got a smart mouth on him. I told him I was slapping his damn mouth when he talked to me bad. When he can talk to your mama like that.
Right.
I told her not to let him do it.
She let him do it.
You're going after your son the wrong way. You're scaring him. You're not going to get him back when you try to drag him out of the house like that. And you think you can escape, you'll beat him. You're going to beat him. That ain't your mama's fault. That's you should be coming after your son in a loving kind of way.
Really?
Show him that you wanted to be with you or you wanted to be with him. But you're going after him wrong. In that kind of way that you did the other day.
Okay.
I'm telling you this from what I know, or what I can see from my point of view. He's downright scared of you.
Now he's scared.
Okay. And what you did in the house the other day, you're not going to get him back. Because me and your mom can tell him, give him to you, just like what he did. He just ain't going. You got to come out to your son in a better way than that. I mean, than the old school way like that, because he's your son. But these days and times have changed. And we go on, you got to go with your mom. Whatever you say, whatever your mom say, that's it. Or whatever your dad say, that's it.
You're right.
You the law in the shit now. The law will arrest you behind abusing kids. they call that abusing.
Yeah, they call that abusing when it's discipline, but I understand what you're saying.
We call that a good ass whipping, what you need.
Right.
We call that an eye-opening, telling you the child and I'm the father, or I'm the mother, or you the father and he's the child. We call that an ass whipping, but these days in time, they call that abuse. That's why kids are so get off the way they do, but they know they got the law to back them up if you get them.
Right.
I call that the white people who are raising their kids.
You're right. They trying to pacify them. That's how I feel.
That's why the kids are so
spoiled.
Today, you can't discipline your own kid. A real man can't do it. And now you can do things, say things. And I told your mom, can't talk to you like that. But I never got up to him before like you did, and mom jumped into it. I mean, woman, it ain't just her. All these women in this world, they're the ones that probably why these kids ain't growing up and they ain't growing up with their father. But still, you can't come after that boy like that. Not old school like that. And what happened in my house, I let it go that time, but it ain't gonna happen again. That's my house. And one thing I'm gonna get straight to you, what you said out there in that yard. Your mama did not push nothing in my head about nothing but you leaving the house. You know why? I took on my authority to brought the papers up on you. I did that. I was at work. You know why I did that at work? Your mama took the tags off of your car. You took the tags off of my car. I ain't had nothing to do with that.
You right. You right.
And I think you crossed the line when you did that. When you pulled the tags off of my car, my personal car, and my car ain't had nothing to do with your mama's car and your car, you and I could have gone to work and get arrested with what the hell happened to my tag. Or I could have reported tag. You took your tag, and you could have been reported for that. But I didn't do nothing like that. I just took my tag back on my car.
Okay, but
that's why you got put out of that house. Your mommy had nothing to do with that.
But
and he had nothing to do with that.
No. I want to say this right here before we even leave this conversation. Now, this is where you personally told me, my mama told me to take the tags off your car, correct?
Take the tag off your car?
Off my truck. My blue Blazer that I bought from you. Didn't you?
I didn't tell your mama to take the tag off.
No. You hand me my keys, and you said, by the way, your mama told me to take the tags off your car. Is that not what happened?
Take the tag. That's her car. That's her name on the car. She told me to take the tag off your car.
Right. Now that's where the problem came in at right there. I bought that truck. I paid for that truck. And being that it's in her name, under insurance, which I pay for, because it was her idea that it would be cooler to just keep it in her name since we all in the same house, right? Is that not what she said?
I didn't say that.
This is what she said, right?
I'm guessing that's what she said.
But my problem was when she told you to take the tags off the car. Why?
And I think I didn't take the tag off the car.
You just said you did.
You took the tags off the car, and you hand me my keys.
You didn't see me take a tag off no car.
But you told me. You hand me my keys.
That was her car, her name in the car. If she did ask me to take the tag off the car, maybe I did.
That's it.
So long ago.
That was it.
I can't forget. Now, all I know is that was the car, and her name was her car.
Right. That's all I had in you, Leon. That's all. And see, this is the part.
That ain't all right.
No, you're right. It's not all right. It wasn't all right even in that moment. Because my whole problem was we was having a talk about her taking my son without letting me know. That's it. And instead, she came to you and she told you something totally different. And then when I tried, me and Mini-Me tried to go to McDonald's, that's it. We was going to McDonald's, we was coming right back. We was coming right back, Leon. And before I could leave that house You came to my door and you stopped me in the doorway and you said, you going to let that boy see his mama. And I said, whoa, I don't know what my mama told you.
Hold on. Let me stop you on that track. Because Octavius was coming to get him or see him.
Right. I didn't know that.
We told you that.
No, she didn't.
No, we told you that.
No, you was outside, Leon. How you mean we? You was outside.
And
She
he
told
said,
me that she was going to take him.
He told you Octavius didn't want to come get your child.
No, that's not what happened. And this is the whole problem right here. This is the whole problem. She's telling you one thing. She told you one totally different thing compared to what was happening. And you believed it. This is where the misunderstanding came in at. You believed it. Now, you believed it. She told you something totally different compared to the conversation that we had. Say what?
I haven't read that. Just believe it because I think she would lie to me.
Listen, I thought she wouldn't lie to me neither. But she blatantly lying to all of us in some way, shape, or form. She lying to all of us in some way to make this work in her favor. Like, there's so much more lies out here compared to that.
Bottom line is, she didn't tell me to take nothing off your car. I took it off.
Leon, you just told me.
Put the papers on you, not her. That's my fault. If I did it, that's my fault. But once you get back, once this child custody crap was over with, once court date was over with, I didn't even want to come to court. But I got it anyway. So, the bottom line is, you would have been there to your child back. Ain't nobody stopping you to come get your child.
right.
I ain't never tell you couldn't come see him.
Ain't nobody tell me I couldn't come see him. And you're right, and that's why I kept seeing him. That's why I did my part to be in his world. But see, I had to make sure I could get on my feet because my mother kept making it hard for me to move in the world around me. So that's the part she's not telling y'all. She ain't tell y'all how she was out there trying to destroy my name and make it hard for me to move in the streets so that way I couldn't get any help. So that way people wouldn't give me any chance with a job, anything with school. Like,
tell somebody that?
Yeah, multiple times. So I had to separate myself.
If I answer them questions, she gonna tell me a lie or say because she didn't say it. I don't care if you're telling me something different, she's telling me something different.
But that's all right. You know why? That's why I got it recorded. That's why I got the conversations. I got the conversations.
I know there ain't no conversation because I don't believe in that damn phone.
And that's only part one. Next week, we're going to do part two. Like I said, I'm trying to keep these under an hour. Y'all can process that. That's a lot of information. That's my life. And I'm already in pain, even as I speak to y'all. I feel like that's what I'm going to out this on. I'm going to tell y'all just a little bit about my pain, right? I just saw the x-rays. You could go back and see the x. Let's go to the x-rays. You know what? Let's go to the x-rays. Let's do that, right? Because this is where this all starts with. It starts with the x-rays. It starts with me. Because without no me, there is no son. Without no me, there is no money. Without no me, there's none of this. There's no mini-me. There's no disability income. There's none of this crazy story that people keep trying to take advantage of. Because I didn't realize that other people seem to want more control of my life than me. All this, okay? All this. This is still prevalent, very prevalent. This still hurts, even as I speak. My legs feel like they're on fire. My booty hurt. My arm hurt. My feet hurt. My back tight. My spine hurts. Everything hurt. And I just be in here trying to play video games or do tattoos just to take my mind off of it. Try to exercise. Try to stay healthy. I'm glad some of y'all see I kind of get some of my weight back, right? But more than anything, I've been in pain since May 8th, 2007. No matter how much narcotics, pain pills, even legal marijuana that you may take to try to subside this pain, I still gotta live in it. And I gotta do that on a daily. See, females, y'all get a month, or y'all go through y'all menstrual. Imagine going through that menstrual every day. Y'all might get a week. Some people get a couple days. Once you get older, it's like almost non-prevalent, right? Imagine as you get older, the pain gets worse. It gets worse. Imagine as you get older, whenever you get into a cold space, the titanium rods start to feel that cold air and you go into uncontrollable shivers. And all you can try to do is warm up as fast as you can, or maybe get your queen body heat just to try to calm down, because you have no control over how your body's shaped. Or to feel sharp pains that feel like ice picks stabbing you in your legs and your feet at random spots and random times. And all you can do is go, ah. Can't do nothing about it. That's it. Because it's on the inside. You have no control. No matter how much medication, how much yoga, therapy, stretching, or just self-work that you may do, you still gonna hurt. And I'm productive. ChubbStudios, y'all. So I thank you all for tuning in once again. Catch y'all next week. We're gonna do this once again. We're gonna pick up on part 2 of that conversation to finish that phone call with me and Mr. Leon Casey, where I'm exposing the truth. And in that way, you guys can actually decide for yourself what's real and what's fake. Because now you can understand. At the end of that conversation, that was a man trying to stand up for his wife once again. Standing his ground, presenting his perspective, But more than anything, standing his ground to be a man to his wife. As I feel a man should do in that space. But when you tell that man's child that between you and your mama, you ain't standing like a man, bro. I feel like you standing like a sucker. To each his own. Till next week. Chubb on.